Hey, Nicole. Hey, Angelia, how you been? Girl, I've been good. What about you?
Girl, everything's been going good. What's new with you?
Honey, out here trying to be my own boss and I'm making these money moves.
You know, I've been trying to stay fit and work on my health and my wellness.
All right now. What about the issues us women are facing today and the struggle with these relationships? Oh my gosh.
Girl, that's just too heavy. Let's go hit up the hot spots and happenings.
Girl,
Let's talk.
Hi, welcome to Let's Talk with Angelia Nicole. I am Angelia.
I am Nicole.
And this is
Coqueace KoCo Powell.
And today we're going to be talking about how to deal with the struggle of cancer, going through cancer. Our co-guest today has had cancer and has plenty of experiences with it, and so we're going to dive in. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So tell us about your cancer journey. We know that cancer can be something that can be very difficult. I've currently have gone through that myself, and so I've been following your story for some time now, and you just have amazing faith. We want to hear more about it.
Well, I've had cancer 3 times. Well, diagnosed 3 times, breast cancer, estrogen positive breast cancer from stage 3 to stage 4. And I was first diagnosed in March 31st. I found it by dancing in the mirror and playing around and everything like that, and I saw a lump on my chest, and I asked my mom about it while we were on family vacation. She said, you need to go to the doctor. Well, at the time, I didn't have insurance. I was an entrepreneur, contractor, just basically working, and so with me not having insurance, I didn't know how I was going to get a mammogram, and it just so happened that a friend of mine told me about Texas Health Sciences out in Arlington, who kind of went through Susan G. Komen, and so Susan G. Komen gave me a grant to have the diagnostics done, and went in, and they told me I had stage 3 breast cancer.
Was that March of 17?
No, I'm sorry, March 31st, 2011.
2011. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that was the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so from there, they told me that it was too huge for them to do surgery on, so they decided to say, hey, we're going to do chemo first, and then we'll do surgery. So I did 6 rounds of chemo, red devil, yellow devil, and
All the devils.
Yeah. And from there, I did the surgery, which was a double mastectomy to have them remove, and then I let them put the implants in.
Right.
Okay.
So that was the first time.
You were dancing, just playing around on vacation in the mirror, and you recognized you had, how many lumps was it?
Well, it was just a bump that was huge, protruding, and you know, that's what kind of bothered me a little bit, because why didn't I notice this? I'm always in the
Before.
mirror.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm always dancing in the mirror,
Yeah.
so why did it just pop up like out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And so you said you had it, tell us about the second time.
Well, I went through I went through the chemo, did a double mastectomy, had the implants put in, and that was in 2011. 2013, I was on tamoxifen, and which was like supposed to keep the estrogen down because it was estrogen positive, and I had a hysterectomy, a radical hysterectomy, because it started moving.
Okay.
And then from there, I don't know, my back started hurting. You know, my back started hurting, like, what's wrong? You know, what's wrong? So I went to the doctor, and they said, well, it's back, and this time it's stage 4. So I think that was in 2016 in December when I found that out.
So when you felt the pain, but outside of that, were there physical symptoms, you know, fatigue or anything that just could have triggered your thoughts like, okay, I'm not well, something's wrong with me, or did you absolutely have no signs?
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard. What a lot of people don't understand, when you're going through cancer and then they keep you on medication, certain medications who's supposed to do something else do other things as well.
Yes.
So you don't know if that is just part of the side effects.
Right.
Me being tired and fatigued and hair not growing back, or you know, feeling funny some of the side effects of the tamoxifen that I was on.
Right.
So I wouldn't know, in your mind you're thinking, okay, I beat
It's
this,
normal.
I beat this, is normal. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So you don't think about that. You just know that, okay, wait a minute, my back is really hurting right now. Something has to be wrong. And so when I went to the doctor, and that's when they told me, hey, you have stage 4 now.
So what were your thoughts? What was some of the first things that ran through your mind when you found out your diagnosis?
Which time? Which time? The first time?
The very first time.
Oh, the first time. It's kind of hard for me to even kind of remember. All I remember is that my business partner at the time, I had a organization that uplifted women 60 after 30, and so I really, all I remember is that she went with me, and a lady came in and said, okay, you have stage 3 cancer, and I just said, well, I'm not doing chemo. That was the first thing, and she was like, well, you're gonna die. You have a 50-50 chance of living, so you make up your mind what you want to do. So I cried, and that night went to a friend's house and got drunk, just
Trying to release it, just
yeah.
to cope with it,
and crying and all
Yes,
that,
yes.
and I just basically said, well, just I was hard headed. Take me out then, just go take me out.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But I woke up the next morning and okay, let's
were prepared to fight.
let's
Let's
do
go,
what
let's
we need
go.
to do.
Prepared to fight.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, when you first found out and you were going through the process and you went through the stages of grieving ourselves, because as cancer patients, that's something we do, is we grieve. And then you start talking to people and they give you that sense of hope in the fight. What made you come up with that sense of fight?
I don't think it wasn't. They didn't happen like that for me. I didn't grieve, or I didn't have anybody say, "Hey, let's do this, let's do that." You have to understand, all my people that was around me, they were grieving. They were doing the same thing. Yeah. So I don't remember what was it. It was just basically like I just got to do it. Like I don't have a choice. I just need to just go ahead and just push through.
Yeah.
How has that fight been for you? Because you said 3 times, so you just came out your 3rd time, and your surgery lasted, 18 hours roughly?
Yes, yeah, 17, 18 hours.
Tell us about that experience and going in. What was the situation you were encountering when you made the decision to have that 17-hour surgery?
Well, see, at this time, this is my 3rd time of being diagnosed, which was I can't remember I think that was in 2017, and, it came back, and I'm kind of like freaked out at that time, and so they basically told me, hey, there was nothing else that they can do. And they called hospice to my house, and I kind of just like, get out, no need the bad spirits in here or whatever. And at the time, I've been having this great oncologist I've been having in Methodist for so many years, and she was basically saying that, hey, you can't have surgery no more, you can't do chemo no more, because at this time I've already had radiation, already had chemo, I had the implants removed, I had basically another double mastectomy, I guess you want to say, and so I don't know, I was at this point where I kind of just like went into a whimsy where I am crying, I am breaking down, just like, what's going on, and I don't know, some clicked in me and said, let's go to MD Anderson.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? And
the next stage.
yeah, and so after the military, because that's who the VA was dealing with them, and Methodist, and I sent, they said, send your stuff up, and I sent my stuff up, and this doctor came along, and he was like, look, we'll put you on this new clinical trial, and we'll see if this works. Well, they put me on a clinical trial drug, and it was working, and then he said, well, I want you to talk to a surgeon, and I'm just looking like, a surgeon? You know what I mean? They told me you couldn't do this. I said, you even told me that you couldn't do this. And he said, well, I just never thought I would be telling you this, but now this opportunity is here. So I talked with the surgeon, and she just said, listen, this is a surgery that is no longer been done. It's started in the 1800s.
Oh, wow.
They no longer do it since the 60s. And but we feel like it can save your life, and it was because it moved into my chest wall. You got to remember, I already had all this double mastectomy and all this taken off, and then the cancer moved in my chest wall, and it keeps returning in that spot. She was like, let's take it. Let's take it. It's going to be morbid. It is. It's called the Halsted radical mastectomy. Halsted radical mastectomy is named after this doctor who did in the 1800s, and that's what he did. He removed your minor and major pectoris cut some of your rib out, and you know, you got a sunken in chest and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, I kind of battled with that a little bit, cried, asked family and friends, looked at the ugly pictures. I mean, it was, my doctor called me at 3 a.m., 2 a.m., 1 a.m. Just to talk to me and said, listen, this is going to be very morbid. I know, but you got to think about it. You're going to live, you know.
Yeah.
So he said, I said, well, would you do it? He was like, I don't know. Would you let your wife do it? I don't know, because it's a procedure that's it hasn't been done since then.
Yes.
So I decided, I just said, well, let's do it. And I ended up doing it. And I don't look like the pictures, but it added more stuff onto it because I was gonna have a big hole in my chest. That's what the pictures show.
Yes.
So they had to graft my thighs and graft my stomach, you know, just to cover up the hole. And he said, well, while we're covering up the hole, we can just put some little mounds up there. And I was like, I haven't had breasts since 2011. Go ahead, let's do it. You know what I mean? So.
Where are you mentally with starting at the beginning till now? I know that sounds like, what, 7 years? About 7 years? Tell me about your journey mentally with that from the beginning till now.
Oh, it's been up and down. You have to understand, I'm coming from a TV and film background where your looks is
important to you.
Important, and it's important to your brand. It's important to your job.
Yes.
And I'm coming from doing a TV show, Let Coco Try Before You Buy It, to being Ricky Smiley's production manager.
Yes.
You know, and then going through cancer and not be able to do any of those things, and losing so much stuff. And you know, you have money problems that comes from that. You know, you gotta understand, at this time, still no insurance. You know what I mean? And you're seeing your family have to go through it, and you know, in the interim, you're asking God, come on, help me.
Yes.
But you know, I can say I never. I just asked him, if he saved my life, I would do whatever you need me to do. If you need me to go do speaking engagements and you need me to go talk about my story, then I'll do it just so I can help. If you need me to be on Facebook and talk about this, I'll do it. I'll just put it in a raw because, you know, African American women are dying from this. You know what I mean? Because of, you know, past stats, and as well as, you know, our culture, for some reason, we don't like to go to the doctor.
Checkups.
And so by the time we go find out, it's already accelerated so far that nothing, you know, can really be done. Well, I mean, you think about all that kind of stuff like that, and mentally, of course, you're thinking like, okay, am I going to die tomorrow? Okay. You know, am I going to wake up tomorrow? Or, okay, I want to wake up. I want to love. I want to do this. I want to do all these different things. So it's been like an emotional roller coaster for me. Since this surgery, like, it's been really bad. A little bit tougher.
Has it?
A lot been tougher. This is like 17 surgeries for me. So if you think about it, 17 surgeries, and this was like 17 to 18 hours. And I said to myself, I shouldn't have did this surgery. I shouldn't have done it. You know, because of it's just the pain. My legs open back up, and the incisions open back up, and you know, your body's still not looking right, and you know, you in a lot of pain. You gotta take all these pain pills, and with me having PTSD already and those pills, I was no bueno.
Let me ask you this from the surgery. So if you didn't have the surgery, what did they say your outcome would have been?
I don't know. He didn't know either.
They didn't know.
No, and we're at that still I don't know stage, because as of Monday I'll go back and I got to get ready for another surgery and go back on chemo. So, you know.
So you're not out of the waters in their eyes as far as what the doctor says?
He's, you know, we that's what I told him. I said, we made this deal. You said if I did this surgery, I ain't got to do this no more. And he was like, but we're at this thing. You did so well, and you did so great, and we can write all these papers about it, and you know, you'll be the leading person of this trend thing. But we don't know where to go.
What's next?
So how long ago was that? I'm sorry. How long ago was this last surgery you had?
January 31st.
Okay, so that's a few months ago.
Yeah, January 31st.
Okay.
So how are you on the journey now? who's like been your strongest supporter? Do you have a support system? You know, Facebook, I know, loves you to death. People, when I don't see your story, I get worried. I'm like, okay, it's okay. I'm inboxing, I'm doing everything.
Yeah.
Because you really have just exemplified such great strength and faith. And we know that it's been a process and the journey has been hard.
Yes.
But where are you on this journey right now?
Well, this time it's a little bit different. And like I said, I did share it all the way through. I'm battling it right now that I'm not on Facebook a lot. And I haven't been sharing. It's just been kind of hard for me because I'm trying to take all that energy that I put in everyone else and help everyone else. I'm trying to put it back in myself right now. You know what I mean? And this last time kind of showed me a lot of different things. I'm such a giving person, want to give, that when I needed people to give to me, it was not available. Now, I kind of look at it in a positive way that maybe God wanted me to say, you need to look at me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
You
I
don't
need
want
you
nobody
to
taking
depend
glory.
on me.
Attention.
Yeah, so I've taken everyone and everything away. So now you need to
The
focus on
relationship
me.
with him.
And so this time has been a lot harder. I've surprised myself in a whole bunch of different ways this time. And you know, I've cried, I think, the most this time. I've isolated myself from people, and so I'm basically working on that because that's where it has pushed me to more of I'm an extrovert person, but I'm being an introvert.
Introvert right
This,
now.
yeah. And
So has this caused, and I apologize if this is a silly question, anxieties, depression? Have you gone through, you know, phases of that while dealing with this?
oh, of course. You know, you think about it, you got to take. I mean, I've been on chemo 1, 2, 3, 4 times. You know, and you got to take all these pills, all the pills alone, just to look at that in a pill box. And
How many
then-
you take a day?
I don't even know no more. I don't even count. They just like in a little bunch,
More than
and you
5 or
just
10?
oh yeah, you know what I mean. You know, at one time I had to take. I know it was 20 pills because 8 of them was chemo. So I was on this chemo pill that you had to take 8 of them, eight a day, like big horse pills. You know what I mean? So I don't even know anymore. It's just almost like, you know, it's just candy. I will say though, since I had my surgery, I've been kind of like pushing stuff away, which, you know, I've been trying to get back on that too, just like taking vitamins and vitamin D and vitamin C.
You've been
and
pushing the prescription medications away?
I've been trying.
Okay.
I've been trying. I took myself off of pain. That's another thing too. I took myself off of the pain pills. Like
Okay.
I was,
Like you the doctor?
well,
Addicted to them, right?
you come
addicted to
but
you.
then it do other things to you. So I had to ask myself, do I want to deal with the mental part of this
Okay,
medication,
okay.
or do I want to deal with the physical pain? Because
Right.
I feel like my physical pain can go away. It might subside and come back up.
Right.
But me mentally seeing stuff and hallucinating
Yes,
and going
okay,
through stuff
okay.
and being mean and, you know, trashy and
Yes,
all that kind of
yes.
stuff, like I'd rather, you know. So that's what I'm saying, like pushing away on some of those things that can make you go crazy. You know what I mean?
Right,
The
right.
cancer won't kill you, but the mental
Yeah,
part
the
will.
struggle of it.
Yeah.
Well,
Tell
I
us.
wanna
Go ahead. Tell us. I want to know. Look, we got so many questions. Tell us, what is the one thing that people always want to know? What can they do to help you? So I want you to make sure you look out in the audience and tell us, and just basically give us your cry out. What is it that you need? Because everyone wants to follow your story, your journey, but I want you to look dead in the audience and tell them, this is what I need. And you're not asking them for anything, but they're always asking you. And so my thing in life, when you're a strong woman like yourself, is sometimes we hate to ask people for help, you know, and sometimes you don't know if people are really going to do it, and now you've opened up. But people need to know, because we're here to help you also. So it's not just to interview you, but to actually call. We're going to do your call out, and we're going to get you some help.
I don't know. See, and that's the hard thing. I'm at this point right now where it's just, I don't think there isn't anything that people can do. You know, right now, only thing that I'm battling with is my financial part. You know what I mean?
But that's why we need to know. The audience will know.
Helping pay for my
Medical journey, yeah.
bills or whatever. You know, that surgery cost me almost
I need you to look at the audience.
$400,000 already.
Okay.
So just probably financially that part. And of course I don't have insurance. I'm still on Medicare, and Medicare only pays for a little bit. But you know, I think that if it's not the financial part, I think I would love for people to understand that when someone's going through cancer or they're fighting through it, sometimes you just want somebody just to listen or just to be there, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Or if you're saying, hey, we want to go out to dinner, let's go to
Yes.
dinner. And it's not, you know, that you're asking for that little bit or too much, but some people don't understand that. They feel like that they, you know, that you are a strong person and you don't need all those
You
different
need it,
things.
yeah, you
don't
need it,
know.
because the key to also getting through cancer for me was keeping, and my best friend took me out and he's like, we got to make sure you keep your sense of normalcy. One, do everything you used to do. Don't worry about the illness, how you feel, even when you're tired, but to get up and go. And so you're right, it's important to have people around you for that, because also staying inside things that make you happy. Enjoy, like we did comedy clubs, and the laughs kind of took it off my mind. I'm not saying when I got back home, I didn't go through it, but I would put in them tapes and stuff.
Right.
So
It
we
was an
need to
escape.
just get the right people around you to support you. We'll be here for that, myself and Nicole. But we're definitely gonna crowd and get you
Well, I
some
want to
help.
ask you a question because you look great.
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you.
She's
Physically,
slaying.
you are like killing it. So are you working out? Or, you know, just any tips you could, you know,
By
give our
right
audience?
now-
Are you doing have you through this whole 7-year process?
Now what I did do is after the first time I got in the gym really tough and I did CrossFit, you know, at Jerome's gym, out in Richardson that, you know, and he, you know, was really like great and my body started molding. I got to go on a trip and go to Jamaica and show my
Yes.
stomach off.
Stella.
And all that kind of stuff like that. But since this surgery, I haven't been allowed to do that yet. You know, of course, because I'm getting ready for another one. So they really don't want me to do a whole bunch. Like I said, this one kind of had me laid down a little bit where I was in a wheelchair and on a walker, and then I had to walk with a cane. And so, yeah.
Okay.
I'm still further than what I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like I've pushed myself to, and they already having problems with that. Just my doctors are saying now, look, you supposed to be
Relax some.
still
Yeah.
laying down.
Yeah.
And I just
It's that
can't
fight
lay
in you.
down.
It's
Yeah.
that fighting. But you look, I want to compliment you. You look
Thank you.
awesome.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Absolutely
I appreciate it.
So
awesome.
ladies, we're gonna get ready and take a break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
We're back after a quick break that we took with our lovely guest here. And, you know, we just want to thank you again for sharing your story with us. But I do have, you know, a question I want to ask, and you too, Angelia. How does having a life-threatening condition affect your dating life? You know, tell the audience a little bit about, you know, your story with that and the history with that.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Go first. Okay.
Yeah, go first.
Oh gosh. Well, for me, you know, it was a struggle because you go through one. I was going through a separation at the time, and it led to divorce. So I had to go from having someone to lean on to having no one to lean on to be with me through my daily walk. But I was fortunate that when he found out what happened, he came back and he literally carried me every step of the way. So he was there. So I think, you know, that really helped because the one I fell in love with was still the one I was falling in love with at the time again to carry me. The other part is that when you start losing your hair, you know, my dad came and cut my hair off. And my mom and dad were here, and so she's like, just let your dad shave your hair so you can take back your power, you know, because I'm a hair person. Well, he cut my hair off, and then I said, well, me and my dad are twins now. But the hardest part is appearance for me, because people look at you and they find out you have cancer. The first thing they do is go straight to your breast. They want to see if you got them, and I'm like, just let me get through this process. Then the second part was being comfortable with who I've become and finding out my new normalcy, because didn't have hair, so I have to wear wigs or sew in. Still don't have it. Didn't have eyebrows. It affects your appearance. Then on top of that, the weight gain fluctuating because I can't take estrogen because of my cancer type. So my weight goes up and down because I eat bad too, but you know, it goes up and down. So it's like I just can't find a balance with that. But the hardest part is, you know, when you want to be cute, I can't really wear heels for long periods of time because of neuropathy. And so there was a lot of challenges that came with it, and it just really affects you because you have to say, oh, I'm okay with who I am now.
So when you were going out on a date, or, you know, you met someone of interest or someone like you, would you immediately let them know that you had cancer? Would there be a waiting period?
Girl,
Or
look,
how
I
would
needed
go?
that dating because I
Okay.
hadn't been out in a while. So you don't tell them up front.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
in
did. But
conversation.
once I found a person who could just handle it, I did let them know, okay, before you start liking me, let me tell you what I'm going through. And I was fortunate to find someone who became a good friend. I dated for a period of time going through radiation.
Okay.
And once I told him, he's like, "You're all right." And I would sweat so bad that I would have road rage with my wig.
Yes.
And
Oh.
I'm sitting there sweating, and I'm like, this wig is getting hot. And finally, I couldn't take it anymore. And I was like, "Look, dude, I ain't got no hair. So if you can't handle me being who I am,
Yeah.
it's not gonna work." Because after a period of time, you got to be
Absolutely.
comfortable.
Yeah.
And he was able to accept that, and I was nervous, but I finally got to where I would take Sally off my wig.
How long after y'all met was it when you just, you know what, this is what's going on with me, let me snatch this wig off right now? How many weeks or
She say
months was
snatch the
that?
wig. It
Yeah.
was really about 2 months because I got tired of faking the funk. And I
Yeah.
knew that for me, this is going to be lifelong. So if I can't start embracing who I am and really accept who God called me to be and the beauty that I saw within me still, it was going to be hard to find someone to be happy with because I wasn't happy with myself.
Absolutely, and I think the key to that is just to be upfront, straight
Mm-hmm.
up, because if this is God's plan, that person is definitely going to accept you
Yes.
just as you are. So, hey, this. I'm a straight up person. This
Mm-hmm.
is what I have. I'm not saying that's baggage, but hey, this comes with me. Can you accept this or can you not accept this?
Yeah.
Yes or no. It's just that. It's just that
And
simple.
what about you?
I was a little bit. I was against you on that end.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want it. I didn't want anyone to know. But it just so happened that little popularity that people didn't know. But if I met someone and I wouldn't tell them, they would have to find out some other kind of way. And it was probably because of what I have been through. At the time I was dating someone and
Okay.
they left saying, "Hey, I can't handle it."
Handle it.
Yeah, when you
I can
are
understand
basically the strong person all the time, and then you dating somebody and they find out, it's like, mentally a lot of them can't handle it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I had to think about it. If I met someone, or let's say you met two people, they look the same, they act the same, they do everything the same,
Yes.
but one has cancer and
One
one
doesn't.
don't.
Yeah.
You gonna say, okay, I'm gonna take
Yeah.
the one that because it is a lot of mental stress
It
for
is.
the other
It
person.
is.
They
And there's
have
a lot
to,
they got to encounter too, yeah.
yeah, it's a whole lot they have to
Because the mood
encounter.
changes, oh my gosh, we
Okay.
give it to them, we give it to
Okay.
them.
Did the medicines affect your love life?
Yeah, wasn't no love life for me. Because one, I was single. Two, I'm like, dude, I'm dealing with hot flashes. Last thing I want you to do is even touch me. Because, them hot flashes, no joke.
Right.
I literally then, since 2013 and now, still sleep with my window open in the winter and my
Yeah.
fan on.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the hot flashes
Okay.
are unreal. It's like, it took me over to menopause
Yeah.
before my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, love life. I needed love and you to love me, but I didn't
Yeah.
know encounters
Yeah.
or relations.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just none. I had none.
Didn't need
None
that.
at all.
No, I didn't have no love.
I need the Bible and the Word and some
Yeah.
inspiration.
Are you open to dating and being in a?
Right now, I would say I'm I would say I'm not. I can't say what God is ready for me for. I would just say for me, but it's more of a fearful thing more than if I'm ready or not. It's just I don't know if I'm can put this on someone. Like I've been so busy, like I said, thinking about everyone else. It's time for me to think about me
Yes.
and make me happy, you know what I mean? And plus I think that, the guy I have in my head he probably don't even exist, you know what I mean? So that's even outside of the illness itself. It's just, me have to go and explain to him and saying, hey, I have stage 4, I'm beating it, but I have to do this surgery. You have to understand, for some people, that's a hard thing for them to handle, period.
For some.
That's
It
baggage.
is.
It's
Yeah.
baggage.
But we both have to look at that because for me, I want a relationship, but I still know that because of all the changes I go through, I won't be the same person I used to be. And so you just have to kind of expect God to really condition your mindset and change your heart because
Yes.
I have this long list of a man I want to. But I know when he finds me or God presents me to him, I'm going to be ready. He's going to be ready. So we need a man now.
Yeah.
We need
ready,
that, we need that,
y'all.
companionship.
1-800 Let's
Yeah,
Talk.
hey, talk.
Ask for
How you
Angelia.
spell that again? Yeah, find me, find us. I help her find one. But the thing is, the right man that God sends our way will be able to. He's already gonna prepare them for this. He won't find,
totally
he
agree with
he
that.
won't sense that it's too much for me to handle
He won't.
because he's gonna be strong
He's
enough.
gonna
for
help you
God.
through the journey.
And he's gonna tell you,
Yes.
baby, it's gonna be okay, and we
Yes.
got this. And your weakest days, he's gonna be your strength.
Absolutely.
And you know, when your tears are falling, he's gonna dry them up. And I mean, I'm just seeing God. He's gonna be the provider. He's gonna be all that we need because we
Yes.
need it. And
Yeah.
He's
Well,
created it.
I need to be a country boy too.
I know that's right.
Country boy, city fire, all that.
So
Yeah.
where are you with, with this, and are you afraid of being attached or, being loved or loving with where you are, and having to have another surgery and all that? Are you afraid of that, or where are you?
No, I think it's just for me. I just want to I know that when I get in a relationship with someone, I give my whole self to them, and right now I need to give my whole self to me.
Yes.
And so I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that I couldn't love someone or I couldn't care about them. But on the flip end, yes, I do have that worry of, can you handle this? Because this is a lot. I know I can handle it,
Yes.
but I've seen my family break down behind it. So you're someone who
Yes.
don't have feelings for me
Yes,
yet.
yes.
So if someone who has feelings for me, my family and friends who couldn't handle what I'm going through,
Yes.
why should I think that you who don't have
Yes.
anything for
Yes.
me can handle
Yes.
that? Does that make sense?
It makes
It
plenty
does,
of
but
sense.
he can,
It makes
girl. He's
plenty of
out
sense.
there.
Yeah, I mean,
out
well,
there.
you know,
Okay,
in the
we need to-
meantime, I'm
You're gonna keep dealing with that.
I'm gonna deal with me. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Because
yes.
I have to
That's what
understand.
you have to find that inner
Yeah.
peace
I
with
have
it.
to understand,
Absolutely.
you know, I'm not perfect. And regardless of the illness, let's take that out. I mean, as a woman,
Yeah.
you still have to work within yourself
Yes,
as well
yes.
and be able to let somebody in. You know, I've been, if you want to say single, like in a real relationship, like you living and shacking together, I
Yeah.
haven't been with somebody since 2010. You know what I mean? So you think about that and you just say to yourself, okay, I have to learn how to open myself up to
someone
bring
else.
somebody in my life.
Absolutely.
Because
So you're
right-
closed in right now.
You
yeah,
gotta make
I've been
adjustments yourself,
so
too.
independent for
Yes.
so long,
Yes.
and doing. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
hard thing on its own, just to open
It
up
is.
and let allow somebody
come in your space.
to love
You think it's gonna
and
be
care
hard to
about
let
you.
someone in your inner
I think
space?
it is because I've done. I mean, I love
Oh, yeah,
sleeping
yeah.
by myself. You
And
know what I
then
mean?
you like,
I
you can ask
answering.
questions and go where you want to go.
I,
do what you want to
yes,
do.
I like doing that.
You have your own options.
Yes,
So
yes.
let's flip this for a second. Would either of you date a man with cancer?
I'm gonna say no.
You know
I'm
what?
gonna be honest.
Okay.
You know what?
Okay.
I would say I would because I saw my mom care for my dad.
Okay.
And the thing is, the man has strength too, but I don't want to block any blessings coming because that may be the one I'm supposed to be with.
Okay.
And he may be the one that God turns all my situations
Yes,
around.
so that's a yes for
yes,
you.
yes for me.
It's a
Okay.
yes, but I say no.
And your no is because?
My no is because I know the mental
takes.
thing, and the thing about it is, what I do have an understanding is on men. You know, they're unhappy on a couple of things. Number one, they're not a good guy when their money is low.
Right.
So when a man is
Absolutely.
broke, he's not good. And when a man is sick, he's really not good.
Yes, yes.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes.
And so I think that if we're together first, and then he happened to get sick,
Yes.
I'm there. I'm not
Yes.
gonna bail out on you.
Yes.
But if I'm me and you
You
up
gonna walk
front,
into it.
and I walk into it, if you tell me you're not working, and if you tell me you sick, and I'm gonna say, you know, out of all due respect, I know that you're a man, and you kind of need to, now I'll be your friend,
Yeah.
but I know you need to work this out,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's gonna be hard
Yeah.
on me too.
What if his finances?
See, I'm
were
gonna, I'm gonna need him to
Yeah.
work now.
What if
Let's
his
back up.
finances- Yeah, he has his money.
Yeah, I know, but that's
Yeah.
But
sometimes they can't work.
They can't work.
can't.
That's what
So
I'm
you
saying.
I'm afraid.
You know the ins
I'm
and
afraid
outs.
that he
Yes,
has.
Okay.
and so that's
Okay,
the thing.
okay.
You think
Yeah.
about it. You know, when you
So
go
it sounds
through
like you've already
cancer,
thought about that.
when you go through cancer, it's that's
Some
that
days you
thing.
can't work.
You can't work. You can't do all these other things. So all that
You
stuff,
have the strength.
if it falls back on you, you know. So you know what I'm
Absolutely,
saying.
absolutely.
And so you have to have. I gotta have me together
Yes,
just to even do
yes,
that.
yeah.
I mean, you know, because that's a lot.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not to be selfish, and I don't want to seem like I don't want to let God, you know, give me that blessing. You know,
But you
I'm
know
just
what
saying.
you're ready for.
You're being real.
I know that what
Yeah,
I can
I respect
deal
your
with
honesty.
right now, and you know, a
And
man,
yeah.
a man who don't have those things.
I
got
just want him
easy-
to have a savings or something. Help me, help us in this process.
But what if that
If
happened?
he don't, you know.
Well, what if that happened? What if it was great and then he fell on hard times? Because I can feel the same way for me. You know what I mean? Like I was good and then I fell on this illness that popped out of nowhere. So what if
True.
the same thing happened to him?
He would have to have been in position to where I could see that if when he came through this, he was gonna still go back to that position.
Oh, okay.
Because the whole key is I'm self-employed. I'm on commission only.
Yeah.
So my income went from here to here.
Yeah.
And then God leveled me out to carry me by
Yeah.
giving me the business I need.
Right.
2 clients carry me for a whole year financially.
Right.
So I was blessed. But I would need to know that he won't take this illness as a reason to be sorry. And
Yeah.
he's got to still have all the other qualities I'm looking for.
Yeah.
He just can't be somebody sick and needs sympathy.
Okay.
You got to be the right man.
It's gonna be hard.
So how?
Right. Right.
So if you don't have a man, okay, this is for both of you, okay, forgive me. How do you relieve stress of life-altering diagnosis? How do you relieve that stress?
How do you relieve it?
Yes.
What do you mean?
So
You talking about sexually, or are you
I
talking
didn't say
about?
that.
Well, I'm trying to
You
see where
know,
you're going.
go ahead,
It
go
sounds like
ahead.
you're talking about sexually or
Go
something.
ahead. You
And
know
now that's
that.
not. This is we PG.
you know
so we
this
can't
is
talk
that
about
was G the way I did
Yeah,
it.
we're
That was
PG.
G. But go ahead.
That doesn't matter. But the other part of it, we do what we gotta do when you gotta do it, however that is.
I go
Really
eat.
is.
I like to eat.
Okay.
I like nice restaurants and stuff
I think
like
she was
that.
asking us other questions.
Yeah, but I
It's-
can
it's- yeah, we're gonna-
I like
You know,
that.
'cause some people may go to,
Yeah.
for me, a stressful situation, I love
You
to work
working
out.
out.
So I'm gonna go run, I'm gonna go jog, I'm gonna go to the gym, and it just kind of helps. So it's like, yeah, so, but I see where your mind is
No,
over
that's
there,
where
but
yours
I
is.
just wanted to
But you know what, for me, Coco goes to eat, and my thing
Yeah.
is be around people who gonna make me laugh and listen to music. Because
Yes.
music actually is really a story in itself, and there's one song or 2 songs I can always put on that's gonna change my whole mindset
Your
on
mood.
any situation.
Okay.
And so that's how I get away with stress
That's
from any
good.
level of life is
That's
music.
Because I see
It
you
ministers
just
to me.
pressing, Angela, you work hard. I mean, you don't stop. You don't, and I know I've asked you this before, but let the audience know, what is it deep inside of you that keeps you going? Because you don't, when I see you rest or see you take a break, I'm happy because you just don't stop. So where do you get that from? Where does that energy, that motivation come from to just live, to, go out and get it? Because you are a boss, you handle business. So where does that come from?
Honestly, just the foundation of my upbringing. My family didn't really make excuses in life. So that foundation was strong, my foundation in the church, and then because of my foundation in church, my faith.
Yes.
I can be tested, I can
Yes.
be shaken, I can be everything, but I can't be broken faith as far as joy and the spirit of my faith.
Yes.
And so I rely on it because can't nobody take my faith away
Yeah.
from me. And when I think about every obstacle, every adversity that we've encountered, at the end of the day, when
Yes.
we make that decision to want to fight to live, it's our faith. When we decide that I've had enough, but I keep getting knocked down and it seems like I've gone through this 3 times, now
Yeah.
what, God? It's our faith that's going to sustain us and keep us, and then knowing that we have
That's
people around us
exactly
that's going to lift
it.
us up.
That's
Even
right.
though they get weak and weary because it's the flesh, but the faith in God is what keeps us where we are because
I
our
totally
destiny
agree.
cannot be denied. And what God has for you, Coco, can't be denied. Your destiny will come
That's
forth,
right. That's
and you
right.
will walk into it, and you'll look back and say, "I went through that for this reason." Even though we don't understand the reason,
Yeah.
but we know the
It's for
process and
others.
that journey
Yes.
is what we have to encounter to get to where God's called us to be, and then be the best us that we can be.
Yeah.
And we're gonna ride that way even
It
till
is
it's
for
over.
it's for others. Whatever
Oh,
you go
no
through,
doubt.
Yes.
and your struggle is for somebody else.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
Guys, this has been great. Coco, we thank you, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna just keep it up. We're gonna follow you. As always, been doing it for a year and a half now, but you know
Thank
what?
you.
We're not letting it go, and so we'll be right back. You can find us on all social medias at Let's Talk AN, and then on the website at letstalkan.com. Hi, this is Angelia. Today's financial piece, we're going to talk about when your loved one has a financial crisis due to illness. How do you help them? What are some things we can better do to be prepared? There's an insurance policy you can get through your employer, which is a cancer policy. That cancer policy actually helps you cover and maintain some of your medical expenses that are not related to the actual illness. It covers when your family needs to come and sit with you. It covers, you can use that money for that. They pay you so much money per day when you're inside the hospital for a stay. It helps you with making sure you have someone beside you. It helps with transportation. It helps you with off-site expenses that you really don't think about outside of your medical expenses for the procedure you're having. And then we also need to try and start saving at least 3 months of our income because anything can happen to any of us at any time. And when we have at least 3 months saved up, when life does happen to all of us, which it will, we're at least a little better prepared for what we can do next until we can make a rational decision with a peaceful mind. This has been Angelia with Let's Talk.
Open floor plan, beautiful, great location. This is just what you wanted, girl.
Isn't that what you want too?
Yeah, but I don't have the best credit score.
Well, honey, neither did I.
True.
But I was still able to buy the house of my dreams.
But knowing how picky you are, you need to build like I did.
I got just the person you need to talk
No,
to.
call my realtor. She gives referrals.
So does mine.
Really?
Yes, really.
Tired of renting? Wanting to build? Looking for the right location? Credit problems? Call Angelia Dunbar Realty.